Have you consulted the government? Has there been consultation at department level?
We have actually quite a narrow window and of opportunity to consult without it becoming then obvious that you have now decided on your process, because the moment that you've decided on your process, the law says, well, then you've got to start the 189 process. And at the same time, the moment that it becomes too tight to contain, then you're obliged by the JSE to disclose. You've got to be very careful about how you can consult and with whom you can consult. Because the moment that you make available some information to the public, you've got to make sure the rest of the public has this information. Within that narrow confines, we have consulted with a number of government departments, key government departments, Labour, DMR, finance. I guess it's natural to expect that all of those departments would say, no, we want to be consulted earlier, we want to be part of the plans, and we want to be part of that. That's to be expected. At the same time, it's to be expected that government and Labour and the unions and everyone will say, well, we don't like this plan. Of course, it's not a nice story to hear that there will be retrenchments. The fact is that we have for a substantial amount of time been talking about the difficulty that the platinum industry faces. And the platinum industry, this is not this month or last month, or not as a result of the strikes. This has come for a substantial period of time now that the operations have been under financial pressure. There's been a need for us to make a change, to do something positive about that. Where there are impacts on labour, I don't think we can expect government to say, we think this was a good idea, and I think it's natural to expect government to say, well, we would have liked to have been engaged beforehand and be part of the plan. And the fact is that we have, through the tripartite system, been involved with MIGDET, in a platinum task team, for I guess more than a year now, that's been talking about the difficulty that this industry is under.
If the proposals are accepted and everything comes to fruition as you're envisaging it now, what will Anglo Platinum look like? Can you give us a word picture of the remaining operations and the quality of those operations and the output from those operations?
We will be reducing the overall platinum produced from Anglo American Platinum, from about 2.5 million ounces, 2.6 million ounces, down to a range of between 2.1 and 2.3 million ounces for the next period going forward. So that's likely to be the overall profile. The effect largely comes from the Rustenburg area, where we reconfigure 5 mines into 3. The other mines will be put on care and maintenance. 2 concentrators, 1 smelter will be put on care and maintenance to cater for a smaller mining footprint. No changes in the precious metals and base metal refinery. And we will be putting up the Union section, the Union mine, for sale, but reconfiguring that into 1 operation in the short term, and then the rest of our operations unchanged. And then we'll be seeking to work very closely with our joint venture partners to make sure those joint ventures are sustainable. Our first objective has to be to restore profitability to the platinum business. In that process, we've evaluated this business inside and outside, backwards and forwards, for almost a year now, to try and understand what are the structural changes that have happened to the industry, and what is it that the industry needs to do to restore profitability to this industry. We have made it clear that for a number of years now that the platinum industry has been in trouble. For certainly, for quite some time now, we've had a number of loss-making operations, and because of that, we've needed to do something about that, and as I said, restore profitability to this business.